Hey, it's Jason with jamzDOTnet, cars, DIY, and adventures. You're probably wondering, Jason, you've done two e-bikes. I did a foldable e-bike and a regular e-bike, two different purposes that I wanted them for. Why on earth would you be looking at another e-bike? Well, we want to keep one of the e-bikes at a place we have out at the beach. So I figured, let's give the Rattan LF Ultra e-bike, this is a step-through e-bike, this one's red in color, a try. This bike arrived in just a couple days. It comes in at 83 pounds, so it is a heavy e-bike, so take that into account. This e-bike claims it's gonna have the longest distance of any of the e-bikes that I have. I'm gonna pull up exactly so I can quote exactly what they say. They're claiming that you can go up to 32 miles per hour and that the e-bike will go up to 120 miles on a single charge. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to actually test that. I'm not going to be going on a 100+ mile ride, and I have to imagine if you go on multiple different rides, you're going to park the bike and you could get battery degradation depending on how you store it. So it's going to be hard for me to test that, but I'm certainly going to go on some rides on this bike. This is another folding e-bike. It should be heavier duty than the other foldable e-bike I have, and this actually has a higher payload capacity along with, of course, the bigger battery. I think this is going to be awesome for those weekend trips to the beach, for people that live in urban areas that need to fold it up and take it up into a condo, like it's going to be my use case at the beach, or if you need to put it in a car without having to get a bike rack installed or whatnot. So I purposely got another folding e-bike to test that. At the time of purchase, this e-bike, there's lots of different cells that go on, and the pricing is kind of all over the board. This was $1,399, so call it $1,400. Let's look at the website here and look at some other technical specifications. It's a 40.5 amp hour large capacity battery. It's a 1,000 volt with a 48 volt brushless rear hub motor. So just like brushless rear hub on the other bikes I have. They say it's 100 miles average range. They advertise it can go up to 120 at a top speed of 32 miles per hour. So a lot of variable there. It has dual hydraulic disc brakes. The bike outside of the box, all inside is 86 pounds roughly, although the shipping tag says 83 pounds. The bike itself is 64 pounds. The battery is 22 pounds. So take that into account. I'm gonna be lugging this up a flight of steps into a condo at the beach. I'll just pop the battery out and it's gonna be 60 pounds to take up, but it's still a bit of a weight, you know, so take that into account. 5 levels of pedal assist, and it's a throttle versus a push button. So it's gonna be like the other foldable bike I have where it's like a throttle to actually get you that pedal assist, and away you go. It does have a 7-speed gear shift. My other foldable e-bike does not have a gear shift. So I'm most intrigued to see how that functions with everything. So, you know, we're gonna see how this thing goes. You can be from 5'3" to 6'4" with a maximum payload capacity of 300 pounds. Let's get this unboxed. This video is going to be the unboxing, the setup, and then, of course, a ride. So this battery is massive on this bike. It's like double the size of my other folding e-bike easily. So I was kind of surprised by that. I'm just trying to get all of the different bits. The keys are just zip tied there. It looks like you're obviously gonna have to install the pedals. But it looks like that might be the only thing. The pedal and the seat. Even the light comes already installed. So this might be the fastest e-bike setup I've had. Most of the other e-bikes, I have to put the front tire on, you got to set it in the brakes. Man, this thing is that quickly unpackaged. I like the cable management sleeve here a lot. It's a little like sleeve and it zips all the cables so it hides them. That's a really nice feature. It has the gears in it so you can shift. So far this thing looks pretty nice. It's not a bright red, it's like a matte red, almost like an orange red if you think. Okay, let's get these boxes unpackaged and see what's in them. This box is simply the charger. Now all these bikes are lithium ion, so I personally do not keep them plugged in when I'm not charging them, because you've probably seen all the reports of lithium-ion battery issues. Highly unlikely that would happen. I wouldn't be worried about it, but I wouldn't like put this on the charger, plug this into the battery, I should say, and have it plugged into a wall for like 3 weeks when you're on vacation. When the battery is charged, remove it, use the bike, plug it back in when you need to. This is metal. I really appreciate that, because some of the chargers seem a little bit cheaply made. Looks like they have a higher end charger there. It looks like a toolkit. The pedals. This is the little thing for the back seat, because you can theoretically let somebody ride with you. And this is kind of neato. All kinds of fun little stickers with your bike back there. It's the little tiny details. I mean, I'll probably just give these to my son, but it makes you feel like the company actually cares versus just trying to ship products. The pedals are just like any other e-bike you probably had. They are labeled right and left. That's really important. Pay attention when you install them. And let's take a peek at the instructions here, and I'll kind of summarize to you what I get out of these. So I will say this assembly seems to be the most simplistic of any of the bikes. Basically unpack it, we did that. Unfold the bike. I'll show you how I'm doing this. Install the handlebar, fix the stem, so you fold it up, you click it into place. These little guys are the pedals for the back of the bike, so you gotta assemble these and install them. Connect the pedals, just put them in and screw them. Adjust the seat, adjust the battery, meaning it's in the on position and all that stuff, and has a good connection. And then the last step is, I think this is gonna vary for each install, but you wanna make sure the brake disc is in the middle of the two pads. Adjust the brake tension, you know, so I assume these are probably going to be a-okay, but you can adjust the disc location and make sure it's the tension is okay. So if you hear the brake squeaking or doing something weird like rubbing as you drive, there's a little screw where you can adjust it, and it's right here in the brake panel or brake pad area to the tightness. After that, the rest of the instructions are pretty easy. It's, you know, the display setting and what that means, the different buttons for operation, how to turn the display on, and I'll go over all of that with you. So let's go ahead and get this bike unfolded. Okay, so you're going to be unfolding this for the first time with me. Okay. So I'm going to just unfold it. So I'm going to lean it back towards me. That's a really important step. Tilt it like that. And that's pretty much it, and you latch it in. I'm gonna put the kickstand down. That latch mechanism is a lot better than the other folding e-bike that I have. It's like super easy. You push that out and pop it in. Like, that is fantastic. I really like that. And then I think the next step's the handlebar. Tilt the stem up and then put the handlebar in. I mean, my goodness, how easy is this so far? I just have to show you how nice this is, because if you watch my yellow e-bike, it's a pain. This, man, come on. This is fantastic how this goes on. Awesome design. The next step is actually put the handlebar in. So push the little open button up. And then I'm going to take this, I'm going to open that one. And there's a groove, so the handlebar can only fit into that groove. So it won't go in any other way besides that groove. Those lines on it that show minimum insertion, so that's the lowest or the highest it can be. I'm going to keep it there, then you push this down. And then this is just going to pretty much fold up like that. And then that's going to clasp. So this is the easiest e-bike that I've assembled. There's only the seat, and then the pedals, and the back. So I'm going to do the seat next. A few things. You can pull this out or push this in, and the seat will fold. And that's really good if you're traveling and folding it. It looks like there's a built-in shock in the seat. And the seat install is not too difficult, right? Nothing has been difficult on this bike. It's amazing. Just put the seat in, kind of put it where you think you're going to want it. And then you just take this and lock the clasp. And that folding seat isn't just for how I described it. The battery, when you got to get that battery out, whoop, you can fold the seat up to get the battery out. Now keep in mind, this seat has that little shock in it. So it's gonna help absorb some of the bumps. If you sit on the seat and it actually goes down all the way, that means you haven't tightened this enough. Tighten this enough where you can shut this back latch firmly. It's gonna have to be a little bit of a push to really latch the seat in. So you can see here, I mean, this thing comes with basically minimal screws. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 screws, 2, 4, 6. The 6 screws are for the pedals in the back and the seat. So the next step is going to be to install the back pedals, which I'm going to obviously read the instructions. I'm just kind of looking at them right now. Yeah, they're not kidding when this comes 75% assembled. So this is going to go, you want to get your pieces how it should go, right? So this is going to be the left side. That's going to be the, left side, right side when you're sitting. So your foot's basically going to go like that. That little plate, you're going to hook the pedal to it after you secure that plate on. So you're going to want to get that plate hooked up and then secure this bad boy on. And you can see how it lines up with the holes on the bottom. So you might be asking yourself, where does the plate go? Well, let's take a little peek. And there's going to be a bit of a gap because it's going to clear one of the little bars. So it's not going to like completely cover it per se. It's going to nest just like that with these holes just like that. So that's the little gap I'm talking about. I'll show you why there's a bit of a gap. So down here on the bike, underneath this Ultra decal, this is where the that's going to mount. sorry, right here. These two far back, not the front one, the two far back screws right here. So you're gonna want to take one of the supplied Allen wrenches, the smallest one they give you, and loose. Oh, they're actually already pretty much loose. So you're gonna want to back this out. It is threaded, there's no nut on the other side, but go ahead and back this out. Now, if you're just gonna use that as like a cargo cage or something, because I think you can take the seat off and put like a little cargo area on it, you don't need to probably have the pedals. If you're gonna have a passenger, I'm gonna actually demonstrate this with a passenger, my son. So we're gonna put this thing to the maximum limit of weight. You definitely want them to have something to put their feet on, just like if you're riding a motorcycle, those little pegs. So this would be the same on both sides. You're gonna have your cover, you're gonna have your bolt, and you're gonna have your washers. Take the plastic pedal cover, footrest I should say, the plastic footrest cover, take one of the supplied small ones and pass it through. And then just thread it on. It is a threaded, it's a threaded hole. Okay, so the back footrest are installed. That metal bracket is threaded to connect the plastic to. That is how they will look. Now the instructions are kind of lacking on this step. They say to install the seat. My seat came installed. I want to put that backrest on and it bolts up under the seat. To take the seat off, they have this little like stopper screw, if you can see it, in here. And you're gonna have to use a really short screwdriver to get in there to loosen it up, because there's no other way for it to come off. So this little guy has to come out and then the seat will slide back. Then you can put that backrest on. It doesn't even talk about the backrest in my instruction manual. Now, it's not that long of a screw here, but you're gonna have to have a little nubby screwdriver, and then this should just slide back. It doesn't look like it's hooked anywhere else, so this should just slide right back. There it goes. And that's your back seat. So to put the back seat on, you're gonna wanna use, this is where I'm gonna be a little curious, because I'm curious if the seat will, it seems like a lot going through there too. But all that's left are what I would consider rather long, threaded pieces of hardware here, because it would no doubt, these are not threaded, right? So the one on the back is threaded though. So I assume this one on the back here will just thread in. So take the small one and then just tighten that in. So that's how it goes, the back seat. I use one of my own bolts because I'm hoping there's enough room for this seat to clear and go on. It's notched, which is good in the back. And this thing just slides in. It pops in like that. So not too bad. There was enough clearance for those. I am gonna put that screw back in because I feel like getting on and off could pop this little seat off. So I'm just gonna put that little screw back in that came. And you're gonna need a Phillips head screwdriver that's like a little nubby kind to be able to get in here easily. Okay, so seat is on, nice and secure. I don't know if you can see up in there, I had that little screw back, so it's impossible for that back seat to come off. Last step before we can begin to ride is the pedals. So when you're standing over the bike, left, right, left pedal. They're gonna go on counterclockwise. At least that's all my other bikes are. And you can see I'm just doing this with my hand. Counterclockwise, not right, go left. So to take the battery out, push this, open it up, push your key, go all the way to the left, and just pull the battery out. The battery is 22 pounds. To start it, off position, turn the key on, go over here, press and hold the power button, and the screen is gonna light up and show how much power is on the bike. Next, my battery's fully charged. I want to pump up the tires, and then we'll take it on its maiden voyage. Okay, the next step, I got to inflate these tires to 30 PSI. So you're going to want to have a meter, and you're not going to want to overinflate them. You're going to want to go exactly to 30 PSI. That's what they call for. And you can see this little meter I have here. 30 PSI is gonna put me right about there. I'm using a pretty big air compressor, that's what you hear, but any inflator you have is gonna work. So as you can see, I'm right at 30 pounds now. Okay, so this is the first boot up. And I want to go over what you can expect on this screen. The upper right is obviously the power. 100% battery power is what I'm referring to. So that's the battery life, 100%. I know it's going to be a little bit hard to see on the screen here. Below that is your speed. So that's going to be your current speed that you are cruising at. If there's any error codes, they'll be here. And then the next one is the power assist. It's on level 5. You can press the down arrow here and change that. So you can go to eco mode. You can go to 0. So I'm pressing the positive button now. You can go to eco mode. You can go to level 2 eco, normal level 3, normal level 4, and sport mode is level 5. That's the highest that you can get to. Down here is how many miles you've actually went, 0.2. I imagine that was probably a test. When you cycle completely down the power of the bike, I'm told that will ultimately reset. So if you press this button here, it's like a speedometer looking thing. It goes up here, and that's like cruise control. So you can basically say, I want to maintain this speed and just power assist the whole way. That is a feature my other e-bikes do not have. That's kind of nice. And headlight control, you press, I'm going to cruise control off by pressing this button. You press and hold the positive button for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And the headlight is on. Now, it's tilted a little high. Let's fix that, I suppose. That gives you an idea of the headlight, and I assume you press and hold it for 3 seconds to cut it off. So that's a nice little feature. Now, I always like to start with the basics on e-bikes. A lot of reviews just jump right into it. And the basics is just using it without any functionality. On my screen here, I have power assist at 0. You just press the down arrow to go to 0. But you have 7 gears up here that you can use. So let's just pedal without it, because I think you really want to know your bike before you start to, you know, do pedal assist or anything like that. So I'm just pedaling without any assistance. This bike has some weight, so when you're going downhill, it's gonna feel like it. But if I want to go up a gear, I just press that little plus sign, and it's gave me up a gear to 2. I'm gonna go up to 3, up to 4. So you can get a really good sense. And then the downshift, just press that and take it back down. So that's how you would want to operate these guys. Press to go up, and then press the big guy to go back down. Now you notice when I'm braking, I'm using both. This is your left is your front, your back is your rear. I tend to always do these, like when I ride a motorcycle, I just gently apply both at the same time. Just a habit I got into versus doing all braking in one or the other. But that's all you need to know how that works. Now I'm gonna do a quick ride, but what do I think of this e-bike so far? Man, the fact that this came so much assembled was absolutely fantastic. It took me a little while to sort the pedals or the footrest on the passenger seat, as well as removing the passenger seat. And I think that was simply just because there's configuration differences of this bike. And it seems like the instruction manual I got just didn't focus on installing that back. But they probably said it's self-explanatory, and it kind of is once you figure out what pieces to use. So I love that it was so easy to install compared to the other ones I had. The battery is massive. I think there's a lot of pros to that it's gonna give you that super long distance. It's 22 pounds in weight, but it's gonna give a lot of oomph to it. I'm gonna actually put close to 300 pounds on this bike. Me, I weigh over 200, just over 250 pounds, and my son is about 40 pounds. I'm gonna throw him on the back, and we're gonna put about 290-ish pounds on this bike to test it. But let's take a closer look at it. You can see that brushless motor back here. You can see it has decent brakes and gear shifts. Your pedals here, that huge battery that comes out. The seat gives you a little bit of shock. You have your passenger seat. This could be modified for a cargo area. You got your screen up here. It's all foldable, as I showed. And you got your headlight. Let's do a quick ride. Now you can operate this just by pulling this hand grip back, and that will give you throttle with absolutely no pedaling. Or I have it on Power Assist 1, and as I pedal, it would just give me a little bit of that as well. You hit your brakes, you stop pedaling, away you go. So let's go ahead and take this down. We're just gonna keep it on. I mean, this, out of the gate, this bike feels a lot more secure than the other bikes. It's like, I mean, I've hit the speed super easy. And I feel like it's because the weight of the bike. Now, I'm no throttle, I'm just pedaling. I'm gonna up my gear a little bit here and just easily up that hill. No issues at all. Okay, so I'm just gonna start pedaling and Power Assist 1, and it takes off right away. I'm gonna up my gear a little bit. It's So what I'm doing here is basically, I'm in 5th gear right now, and I'm just letting it help take me up. 4th gear, and I'm just pedaling. I'm gonna press that power assist a little bit more. And then like that mode right there, I mean, I just cruise up the hill. We'll go back to power assist 1. Let's do a hard brake. Stops pretty good. So let's go ahead and ride this thing. Power assist 1. I'm in the 4th speed of the bike and just cruising, man. These big tires make a noticeable difference on the bike in terms of suspension. I'm going 22 right now. I'm slowing down because my son's up here, but I'm pedaling up a hill very easily. It's a pretty steep hill, all things considered. And you can just feel, you kind of feel a bit of a jolt when the power assist kicks in. I don't ever really go 35 miles per hour on a bike, but we're gonna up this speed right now. All right, I'm going 25. So that was me going up to 25. And I mean, I could go around these turns. This bike definitely seems significantly quicker than the other e-bikes that I've had and that I've used. That thing moves. Okay, so let's see how this does. Level 1 right now. Going 13, 14 miles per hour. So it seems like on level 1, going down that hill was giving me decent speed. So now I'm going up a hill in 3rd gear. I'm gonna crank my gear down just a little bit, but you can see this is the road we're going down. I like these big fat tires, I'm gonna tell you that. And what I want to do is show you going back up this hill. So I'm just gonna make a little turn. And then want to go up this hill, pretty decent size hill. Power assist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that max. Let's crank this back down to 1. So I was able to easily climb up that hill, going 15 or so miles per hour with that power assist. No problem at all. I just put the power assist to 0. So now I'm just pedaling with no power assist. Now we'll crank it up to 1. And you feel that jolt right away. So I'm completely stopped and I'm just hitting the throttle and then just letting it go. I'm just doing all throttle right now. So we're gonna test it with a passenger, my son. Are you ready, Jack?
No.
And then sit towards the back there. You can put your back against the thing. You can scooch back. Your feet, will your feet touch the touchdown here? Yeah? You good? Okay. So this is gonna be close to 300 pounds. Let's give this a go. Okay, we're gonna go. My son is on the back. Do you like it, Jack?
No.
Why? Do you want to get off or are you good? So this is with my son on the back. So we have close to 300 pounds on the bike. And it feels like it's handling it A-okay. I don't notice any issues. Now let's look at this hill right here that we're gonna go up with this weight on it. I'm using all power assist right now. I'm not doing any pedaling. All right. So that was the hill that we went up. All right, now we're gonna go down. Hang on, Jack. We're gonna go down the hill. I mean, I don't notice any difference on the bike in terms of speed or ability. This is a big hill I'm going up right now the whole way. And it seems to be doing it just fine. No issues whatsoever. I mean, it took that without any issues. Okay, so we just rode it all the way to the grocery store with absolutely no issues. It went through a little bit of grass to get here just to avoid the main road, but this bike, fantastic. We're digging it. You like it, Jack? Let's do some more riding. Okay, so we're exploring the suburbs of where I live. We just went to another shopping center. And this bike, not an issue. Me, my son, and all the cruising that we're doing. Okay, so we just went to the grocery store. So far, I've logged 5.7 miles on this bike. Probably 2 miles of that was with my son on the back. We're gonna enjoy some fresh watermelon that we picked up at the store. But this bike, it just continues to impress me. It just feels much more capable than the other bikes in terms of payload. And these tires made going through the grass so easy. So that was with 2 people on the bike, and I mean, it was fine. What did you think of that, Jack?
Weird.
Weird? You never been on the back of a bike. And you can see his feet touch down. Can you put your feet right on it? Yeah, they touch down real good. That was a lot of fun. The Rattan LF Ultra e-bike is absolutely blowing my mind. We've went to the grocery store. We rode all around our little community. We rode down and back to our driveway endless times. I've hauled close to the 300-pound capacity on this just between myself, a little bit of groceries, and my son on the back. My son is 7. He weighs just about 40, 45 pounds or so. And this thing just does not feel as rickety as some of the other bikes I've rode. It definitely has a noticeable impact with these big tires. And you can see, I'm not just kidding you, brand new bike, 6.1 miles is what I've put on this. And the battery is at 80%. But it's interesting because sometimes it jumps back to 100%. It seems to be around that. And it was not probably fully charged, but 6 miles, 80%. So that's what it's at for me anyways, probably because of the giant weight load for a few of those trips. Let's take a closer look at this, and I want you to pay attention to the suspension up here. You can adjust the stiffness and everything of the suspension just by twisting these guys. But I mean, this is really what's key here. When you hit bumps, it just absorbs it, along with these big old fat tires. and along with the suspension seat, it just offered a very, very smooth ride. You can shift between 7 speeds, easy access to the buttons, easy access to upshift, downshift. You have your throttle right here. Pedal assist will obviously cut on as you're pedaling. Nice durable footrest for a passenger. Pretty easy to get the seat off if you need to. But just look at this thing. Brake light, headlight. I easily hit 30 miles per hour on it, no problem. And it's foldable. It makes this just even more compact and easier to carry around. So this is Jason, jamzDOTnet, Cars, DIY, and Adventures. I have 3 e-bikes, a foldable, a non-foldable, and this one. This is absolutely my favorite foldable and favorite family e-bike. Putting my son on the back was an absolute blast, and this is my absolute favorite e-bike for the beach and vacationing. It's heavier than the other e-bike, but to be expected with this giant battery. I don't do e-bike reviews for a living. I'm not a bicyclist. I'm just a common guy, much like yourself watching this probably, that wants to have fun on an e-bike. I just showed you how easy it is to assemble, how easy it is to ride it, and how much darn fun this e-bike is. Give me a subscribe. I'm gonna put a discount code in the description and a link to buy this. Buy it through the link, it helps me out. And let me know what you think. Let me know what I messed up on. Let me know what I should know if you're an avid bicyclist that has some tips for me. Have a great day and hope to see you out on the streets on this awesome e-bike.